I think I put the right microphone on, but I've been wrong before, so let me know if you can hear and see me okay. And forgive me, I'm going to be looking down a lot because this is where all my notes are, but the camera's right here, so hello, camera. All right. All right, I see the chat is already going. Hello. Hi, Scott. Hi, Anthony. Hello, Joe. Hello, Joe. All right, good. It sounds like everything's working. You know me, always scrambling at the last minute, trying to make sure everything works okay. And I swear I didn't actually plan this on purpose, but I'm totally matching my balloon. The balloon's just in the background. And I don't know, it's very springy, I have to say, so it's kind of working. But yeah, hello everyone, happy June. Happy strawberry full moon. It's the full moon tonight. I could have done a full moon meditation, which I keep planning on doing live, but then I forget and never do. Hi, Mel. Oh, perfect. Everyone says they can hear me. I was trying to figure out if I could use my better microphone, but my better microphone likes to be way too soft, and I can't turn the volume up or the gain, so we're on my less good microphone, but it seems to work really good for lives. So let's hope. Oh, thanks. People are already wishing me a happy birthday. Yeah, so my birthday was this past Tuesday. So, yeah, that's sort of what gave me the idea for this celebration thing. I just want to double check before we get started because otherwise I'm going to forget towards the end part of this live stream. How does the harp sound? Oh, Scott, you totally should. Scott said he should put his full moon albums on sale. Yeah. That would actually be a cool collaboration, too. We could do a full moons collaboration or something. But yeah, let me know how the harp sounds. Sounds beautiful. Sounds good. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure because weirder things have happened, and I haven't used this microphone in a while, and it's been traveling and bumping around on the road, so you never know. All right, well, let's get started and let's talk about celebrations. Celebrate. All right. Okay, that is the wrong, those are the wrong notes. Those are notes that I was taking this morning. I was doing a workshop this morning, and those notes will not help me here. Let me pull up my actual notes. There we go. Celebration live. Okay, so it's been a while since I've done kind of a discussion-based live stream. I did a lot of them during the pandemic, and then I kind of segued into more meditative, and of course, harp music is involved in pretty much everything, but I came up with this idea for talking about celebrations because I was anticipating my birthday, and everyone who knows me knows that I actually think my birthday is something worth celebrating, and not in like a narcissistic way, which we'll talk about too, but it just kind of a one day a year where I can sort of sit and reflect on all the good things in my life and show gratitude, which is exactly what we're going to talk about. So again, forgive me if I'm facing down a lot and not looking right at the lovely camera, but otherwise I'll forget where I am, and nobody wants that. So because this is kind of a more discussion-based live stream, I will be checking the chat a little bit more than I would if I was playing. At the end, when I start playing, I'll be checking the chat less, but I want to try to keep this a little bit more of a two-way street. So if anybody has any comments on what they're hearing me say, if anybody has any questions, if you want to just respond to me, then please use the chat so that way we can kind of keep the conversation flowing. But otherwise, I will go through my notes and I will kind of talk about what I mean by self-celebration and how it's integrated with self-care and uplift and gratitude and all this good stuff. My live disconnected. It says it was OBS. Okay, is it starting to come back? I'm gonna just give it a second because I'm looking on my screen and it looks like it might be coming back. Okay, am I back? I'm still getting error messages. There's something going on with my streaming software. So I'm trying to figure that out and it seems to be jumping, but it does look like I might at least be back. So let me know. Audio is smooth, video's jumping a bit. Okay. Do you think that I have to change settings? Hi, Jessica. Do you think I have to change settings at all on the streaming software, Anthony? Do you think that would help if I changed, like, my FPS? Okay. Let me know if that helped. It's going to take a second, but let's see if that seemed to work. I hate technological difficulties. Okay, now it says that I'm green on my software. So let me know if that was helpful at all. Or if I should try to change, even though Anthony doesn't think it's my internet, I could try to change the internet, but the internet was working fine. I even tried, I've done a lot of like streaming and uploading on it and it's been fine. Ooh, that's looking a little bit better on my screen. Is that better? Okay, good. Thanks everyone. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I guess my stream software has decided to be the culprit, which never happens. Okay, so let me just keep talking and I'll keep an eye on the chat and I'll see if it actually stays okay. Seems better right now. Okay, yeah, because I'm in the green now, so let's hope. All right, so I was just quickly saying thank you to everybody who filled out the form for Harpscapes. I have a lot of ideas for things that I can do to keep the Harpscapes project growing, which is really exciting, so I'm going to take those answers into consideration. And of course, the other thing that I like to remind you all for the live stream is that if you feel inclined to donate to this live stream, all the money goes right back into my YouTube channel projects. I do have super chats available on my YouTube, and I also have a donation link to my PayPal in the description box below. All right. So if everything seems to be okay with the technology, it looks good on my screen that I have going over there. On my actual computer, it has just done the little time circle thing, and it's been doing that the whole time. But everything says the connection's excellent and everything's in the green. So we're going to go with that. We're going to go with what everyone is saying, which is that it's okay. So we will talk about celebrations. All right. And look what time it is. See, this is the problem with technology and me running late. Now it's 5:19 and we're just getting started with our discussion. If you just signed on, then I said feel free to talk to me in the chat, and we'll kind of make this discussion a two-way street. If you have any questions, I might prompt you along the way, or you can just have say some comments, whatever you feel comfortable doing. But don't be shy. Use the chat. All right. So the idea. Oh, I just saw something on my other screen. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat from my number one fan. That's a cute little jumping pear, I think it is. That is cute. Thank you, Joe. All right. So my, as I was saying, my birthday was this past Tuesday, and I really do like to celebrate my birthday. It's always been kind of a thing for me, and I've gotten into a lot of conversations with people over the years who kind of try to figure out like why I like to celebrate my birthday as much as I do. Like, is it a narcissism thing? Do I like to be showered with gifts? Do I like to party hardy? And the answer to all of the above is no. At least I don't think I'm a narcissist. But I've had a lot of conversations with people about just celebrating in general, and how a lot of people are kind of hesitant to celebrate their birthday, and they think, oh, well, it's just another day. I didn't do anything. I didn't accomplish anything. So why should I be celebrating? Or, oh, I don't really like to be the center of attention, so I don't really celebrate my birthday. I don't want people showering me. So I kind of started thinking about what this means for mental health and self-care and well-being. And I thought that it would be an interesting discussion, not just to talk about birthday celebrations, but what that actually means in terms of celebrating all year long, and how celebrating accomplishments can actually be a really good integration into your self-care routine. And of course, most of the time I talk about my musical self-care that I offer, but it is important to, I think, have a bunch of tools in your self-care toolkit. So whether that's just doing something physically or mentally healthy for yourself, listening to music, meditating, yoga, taking walks, breathing in fresh smells of nature, anything like that. But we're going to narrow down this discussion to celebrations and just showing yourself gratitude and showing up for yourself. So my general birthday celebration is not getting a lot of gifts. I live quite a minimalist lifestyle, so I don't really want a lot of physical gifts. I don't really want to be showered. I love when people wish me a happy birthday, because I feel like they're just joining in on my celebration for me. But the idea of celebrating my birthday each year is that I use it as a distinct period once every year to reflect on my past year, reflect on my life, kind of I feel like I try to continuously grow and try to continuously learn and just be a better person, be more tuned into my mental well-being, and really listen to what I want out of life. So it's kind of like an annual checkpoint for me to look at what I've done, reflect on it, celebrate what I've accomplished, celebrate this gift of life and how I'm alive for another year, celebrate the health that I have, and then to look towards the future birthdays. What do I want to potentially accomplish by my next birthday? What do I want out of life? So it's just my time to kind of regroup. And in that regrouping, I do consider it a celebration. Obviously, I don't only do this regrouping and the celebrating once a year, but I constantly have goals and desires and objectives. And I will make a point to notice what I'm accomplishing and celebrate those accomplishments all throughout the year. But this is just kind of my annual big little celebration. So the idea of celebration beyond just once a year, and I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, thank you, Mel, for the super chat and the birthday wishes. This is me trying to look at my notes and the chat at the same time. So if anybody wants to join in on this discussion and let me know if you are a big birthday celebrator or if you're a big celebrator in general, just type in the chat, yes, no, I'm a celebrator, not a celebrator, and let me know. We'll try to keep this two-way street going with this awkward half technology working live stream where I can't see anybody. All right. So we're talking about this idea of celebrating as integrated into self-care. And basically what happens when you celebrate even the little accomplishments is that you are instilling positive self-talk and self-love and gratitude into yourself. And in turn, this could actually help you get motivated to continue doing more things. It can help your brain to sort of calm any tension, anxiety, anything that's going on in your head, because you're basically telling it that it's doing a good job. You're doing a good job. It also has physical benefits because it can help to relax your nerves. It can help to, in turn, boost your immune system because you're helping yourself, you're helping your brain and your body know, like, yeah, you're doing a good job. Everything's good. So just for that sake, it's actually really important for mental and physical health. But that said, there seem to be a lot of people who very quickly don't think that they deserve to celebrate certain things. And I came up with 4 kind of negative sentences that I've heard people say that we're going to debunk here and now. So negative thought number 1 is I haven't accomplished anything yet. You know, I have these goals, but I've barely even made a dent in these larger goals, so why would I be celebrating? The second thought is I don't feel I'm worthy of celebration. It kind of goes on the heels of the first one, but I think it runs a little bit deeper where you just think, well, no, I don't think that I should be celebrating anything right now. There's still too much to do, or I just don't feel like that I'm as worthy of celebration as other people around me. A lot of comparisons. So I hear that one a lot too. I'm being selfish, or all the eyes are being turned on me. And the last one we'll talk about is it makes me self-conscious. So we're going to go through each of these one at a time, and we're going to talk about them. So I haven't accomplished enough yet. Hi, Aria. Hello. Thank you for joining. We are discussing celebrations, and I'm inviting everybody to join in the chat. All right, so this first negative thought that we might have, I haven't accomplished enough yet. Let me know in the chat if this is something that you've said to yourself before. Send me a little hand raise, or just say yes or that's me, because I know that this is one that I have often, and I try so hard to not say it, but it is definitely a big one. And what happens with this one is it sort of stems from a perfectionist mindset, right? Where you're setting these really high expectations, these really far out goals, and instead of celebrating every step towards that goal, you are just waiting to accomplish that really big goal, and then you'll allow yourself a celebration, hopefully. There's a few things that end up happening when you say this to yourself. And the first one is you lose a lot of intrinsic motivation, because if you're trying to wait to celebrate the really big goal, then each step that you take to get there is going to seem a little bit more trying, a little bit harder to accomplish, because you're not giving yourself that boost. So if you're kind of just sitting there going, yeah, all right, you did the first 3 things, moving on, you should have done 4 and 5, then obviously that's going to kind of create a negative feedback loop in your mind, and it doesn't really work very well for motivation. The thing with our brains is what we're consciously saying to ourselves are the few things that we can actually change. Most of the workings of our brain, it's a very a very small portion is conscious. Most of it is our brain trying to choose the easiest route or trying to use heuristics to figure out what's going on. So when we have this opportunity to physically accomplish something or to see something that's worth celebrating, and we consciously tell ourselves, no, but that still wasn't good enough, then we're kind of losing a really important boost that we could give ourselves. Something else that can happen is we are so hard on ourselves sometimes that by the time we actually reach that goal, it doesn't seem that big or that hefty anymore. So we don't actually celebrate it the way we promised ourselves that we would. If anything, we're looking for the next goal. We say, yeah, I climbed Mount Everest, but now I want to climb Kilimanjaro too, right? You already are thinking to the next thing and you don't actually stop to celebrate. So if we get used to celebrating the little steps along the way, then we are more likely to really embrace the big celebration because we'll already have that momentum to celebrate. And then the last thing that can sometimes happen is you see your goals as linear and you think, okay, this is what I want to accomplish and here are my steps to get there. And then you're going along, but then life happens and life throws you a curveball. And then you get all distraught and you think, well, I have to stop. I can't work on that goal because I have to go work on this thing. And then you feel like you failed. You feel like you are not doing enough. You feel like you're focusing on the wrong things. So my example is if we think back to 2020, and for me, the beginning of the year, I was going into it feeling like a total boss. I was ready to really amp up all of my in-person work. So I was working in nursing homes, hospital facilities. I had been doing yoga workshops for a couple of years. I was ready to really start going full force with hiking Harpist, get out on the trails. I had a few trips planned where I was going to take my harp with me and I was going to get all this really amazing footage. And then March rolled around and all of a sudden, I can't go into facilities anymore. I can't do my yoga workshops anymore. And Massachusetts was even closing down trails. I obviously couldn't travel, so they were closing down trails. So I couldn't even really take my harp to a lot of local places. So there I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Meanwhile, I had 2 jobs at the time. The other one was not harp related, but it was a job where it relied on people traveling, and most people stopped traveling, so that job just kind of went kaput. Lost about 90% of that income, lost over 90% of my therapeutic harp income, and I was just sitting there trying to figure out what to do. I had 2 choices. I could either look at everything that I was losing and be like, well, okay, all the goals that I had for 2020 are now out the window, so I failed. I failed. The universe failed me. Everything's bad. Or I could choose to look at what I still had. And I said, well, I still have technology. I have my mental health background. Maybe I can start to pivot some of my work online and rebuild a little bit. Obviously, we're all sitting here today, so we know what I chose. It was not easy at all. I was battling a lot of mental health stuff as well. Of course, a lot of us were. So that was me saying, all right, I'm going to change my YouTube channel around and I'm going to start doing stress relief YouTube videos. I'm going to start Harpscapes. I'm going to offer online therapeutic music sessions. I'm going to really jump into doing educational and administrative work for therapeutic musicians. And I just started rebuilding. Now I can fast forward 3 years and I can see the progress. Am I where I want to be at this point? No. But have I celebrated milestones along the way? Of course I have. You all have been a very big part of these celebrations. When I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, when I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, when I hit 100 Harpscapes, when I hit 150 Harpscapes, when I was coming out with really cool videos for Halloween that I was doing with Scott, when I was coming out with my Christmas videos, when I was doing live streams for Christmas. All of these were little celebrations, and that's just the YouTube channel. I'm trying to celebrate all the little bits and pieces that have come together over the last 3 years in the other sectors of my career as well. And now, of course, looking back, I can think, wow, I'm at a point where I don't even feel like I have to make in-person work a full-time job anymore. And I can do that when I want, but I am building this business that's mostly through technology, mostly online, and it's allowing me to travel even more and take Harpscapes footage from all over the country, take harp therapy and nature videos all over the country. And that I definitely think is something to celebrate. So it's just an example to show you that if you get used to noticing these curveballs, you can actually celebrate the curveball. It might not be the goal you thought you were going to accomplish, but you can celebrate your perseverance, you can celebrate your ability to pivot, and maybe you would accomplish other things that you wouldn't have even thought of in the first place. So that's another reason why it's really important to not just celebrate the end goal, but every little step along the way. All right, next one. I don't feel I'm worthy. So again, this can sometimes stem from a perfectionist mindset. And it's the creation, it's kind of like a little seed that you plant in your mind where it sets up a negative feedback loop. So again, in the chat, if this sounds like something that you've said to yourself before, something that you used to say, give me a little, yes, that's me, or that used to be me. Send me an emoji. And that way we can bond together as a community. So this idea of not feeling worthy of accomplishment, sometimes we're comparing ourselves to other people who have accomplished more. Sometimes it is just that perfectionist mindset. But it creates a negative feedback loop because we are instilling these less healthy thoughts into our minds. So we think to ourselves, well, I haven't accomplished much. I'm not worthy of this celebration. So then you don't celebrate. But then your mind gets used to not celebrating. So then you kind of stop noticing the things that you could celebrate. If you think about, I used this example last week, I think I was talking to my mom, and I said, you know that idea of you, as soon as you're in the market for a new car, you start seeing new cars everywhere. Like if you're in the market for a Subaru Outback, all of a sudden all you see on the road are Subaru Outbacks. It's kind of the same idea where if you are looking for celebrations and like reasons to celebrate, then you will start to notice more reasons to celebrate. But if you tell yourself you're not worthy and you stop celebrating, then pretty soon you might not even notice your reasons to celebrate. So the bottom line with this one is that we all are worthy of celebration, and we, whether we notice it or not, we accomplish things every single day. Because every single day we wake up, we're living, we're breathing, we're getting out of bed, and we're going about our day. So just noticing the little things that we might be doing to make our lives a little bit better, to make someone else's life a little bit better, all of those can be worthy of celebration. And we have the third one. I'm being selfish. I'm turning the eyes on me. So with this one, it's sort of this idea of, I don't want the focus to be on me, and not out of self-consciousness, that's the next one we'll talk about, but I don't want the focus to be on me because it's something that I don't want people to take the time out of their day for. It's just, instead of I'm not worthy, it's more it's not worth it, right? It's kind of thinking about other people and going, no, like you don't have to do that. You don't have to celebrate this thing with me. It's not really a big deal, right? Kind of brushing it off because you don't want that light shining on you. So the problem with that is that, and I know I've been in this situation a lot where I like to celebrate my birthday and I like to celebrate my accomplishments, but I also turn that light out to other people, and I love hearing about other people's accomplishments, and I love celebrating other people's birthdays. And for me, if there's somebody that I really care about who accomplishes something and I want to congratulate them and I want to do something for them and they don't embrace it and they say, oh no, you don't have to, they're not really understanding I want to. The people that I care about, I also care about how they're feeling and their accomplishments. So it gets it gets a little bit difficult when the people around you who care about you just want to see you celebrating everything that you are worth being celebrated for. So if you keep brushing them off, then it sort of just deflate the whole entire situation. So beyond that, and we kind of talk about two avenues. There's the avenue of celebrating and letting other people in, but there's also the avenue of self-celebration. So if you don't want the eyes turned on you, there's also the option of self-celebration. I talked about using my birthday as a period of reflection. And all right, I think I'm back. I'm just waiting for it. Okay, I think it's back. It just disconnected again really, really quick. I don't know why my stream software is usually so good. All right, yeah, thanks. All right, Anthony's saying we're back. Okay, yeah. Ugh, I don't know why. I don't know why it's my streaming software this time, and I updated it and everything. But yeah, so what was I talking about? Oh, we were talking about letting your inner light shine. What ends up happening, though, even if you're just celebrating on your own, is that if you're lighting up your inner light, then it will shine upon other people, which is really nice because it's kind of like how people say kindness breeds kindness. It's the same idea where if you're confident and you're celebrating yourself and you are just really feeling good about your accomplishments, then that can shine onto other people. The caveat to that, of course, is celebrating to the point where you're gloating or you're showing off. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about this healthy level of self-celebration. I have so many good notes and I'm trying to tackle all of them, but I'm also trying to not make this live stream go on forever. But I also, I wrote a little note talking about not just the accomplishments that you've actively done, but being able to look at life and notice the gifts that life has given you. And kind of this overall understanding that we all have ups and downs in our lives. Some people's lives are harder than other people's, but in life, and life being its own gift, we can kind of find the things that we can be thankful for as we go through life. All right, and then we have the last one. It makes me self-conscious. So kind of the same idea of eyes being on you, and we can tackle that, of course, with the self-celebration where you're just being able to celebrate on your own. And this is really good because, again, you're connecting to yourself and your inner light will shine. But I'm not saying, oh, you should just self-celebrate and not even think about other people, because there is a lot of power in community as well. That's why we're all here tonight. This is why once in a while I do things like this, because I suffer from anxiety and I obviously have I call it a spotlight profession. It's basically every time I take the harp somewhere, all eyes are on me. That makes me very uncomfortable. So I could be self-conscious about it and I could let my anxiety win, which sometimes it does, but most of the time I think, well, this is my job, this is my career, so I can't just let my anxiety win all the time. I have to keep going. And what ends up happening is you have your comfort zone, and then every time you expand your comfort zone just a little bit, more gets let into that bubble, and then more starts being comfortable. It's a lot of work, especially when you're suffering from anxiety or some other like actual, mental situation, but it's the same idea with celebration. If you're not comfortable with celebration, then maybe just expand your celebration bubble just a little bit on your own with other people that care about you and genuinely love you. And then you'll start to notice that you're letting more in. As you expand that celebration bubble, then maybe you'll start to also see more reasons to celebrate. And then there we have again that positive feedback loop. All right. We're going to end with some harp music and a little exercise. I do also have a positive feedback loop quote from Oprah that I really liked. That is, the more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. So that just kind of succinctly sums it all up. Oh, and I forgot to ask if anybody is relating to this last, it makes me self-conscious thought. Drop it in the chat, because you are not alone. These are very common. I still have all of them from time to time, but at the end of the day, doing those little celebrations and those little check-ins and seeing what you've accomplished and what gifts life has given you, when you get used to it, it actually ends up being kind of fun. So you just gotta get there, and you gotta get those negative thoughts to just go over there and enter some of the positive ones. All right. So I'm gonna introduce the harp, and we're going to do a little exercise in self-celebration and gratitude. So I'm gonna take down the chat. You're still welcome to chat if anything resonates with you, but otherwise you can just sort of find a place that's comfortable. And then I want you to start thinking about something in your life that you can celebrate today. And I want you to make sure that it's about you and not about the accomplishments of your mom, dad, brother, sister, son, daughter. Really think about you. Think about something that's going on in your life that you really want to show gratitude for and take credit for. We are allowed to be proud of ourselves. We need to get comfortable being proud of ourselves and taking credit for things. So start thinking about something that you want to celebrate, something you want to show gratitude towards. And just remember, it doesn't have to be anything big. Just be okay celebrating the little victories too, because that will help to motivate you and inspire you and shine that light a little bit brighter. And if you're still struggling to think of something, then you can always celebrate the fact that you showed up for yourself because you signed on to watch this live stream. Give yourself a little bit of self-care through discussion and music. So you can always turn to that. And once you have something in your mind, just start breathing in that gratitude with every inhale. And just feel how it feels to really give yourself that gratitude and that little celebration. Maybe a smile comes to your face. Maybe you just start feeling a little bit warm and positive in your mind, your body. And as I start to introduce the harp music is going to kind of aid this. It's going to be uplifting, and it's going to allow you to really let these positive feelings manifest. But just let that point of celebration, that reason for celebration, just simmer. Hold on to those positive feelings. And if at any point it feels uncomfortable to give yourself this credit, to celebrate, to think positively, just let those feelings of discomfort go with your exhale. And keep breathing all that positivity. take a deep breath in. And let it out. We're going to end today with a quote by Henri Nouwen. Each day holds a surprise, but only if we expect it can we see, hear, or feel it when it comes to us. Let's not be afraid to receive each day's surprise, whether it comes to us as sorrow or as joy. It will open a new place in our hearts, a place where we can welcome new friends and celebrate more fully our shared humanity. Let's all take one last collective breath in and exhale. And just take with you all of that positivity that you cultivated today. And just remember that during times when everything seems to be going wrong, you can celebrate the perseverance. And when things seem to be all going right, then remember that you deserve that moment to celebrate and to embrace those gifts in your life. And before we sign off, we will, of course, all celebrate us coming to share in this discussion and in this music. So thank you for joining me. I'll keep the chat open just for another minute if you feel like you want to say anything. And I know at one point during the music, I think I lost connection for a second again, but I think we're back now. Even though I do see myself jumping on my screen over there. But anyway, thank you all so much. Feel free to just stay put for a little while and continue cultivating all of this positivity. But I will sign off. All right. Yeah. All right, good. All right, thank you everybody, and I will hopefully see you all soon. I'm going to try to start doing more live streams because they are fun, and just I need good internet, and this time I had good internet, but I didn't have good streaming software. It is what it is. All right, everyone. Thank you. Bye.